And Grammy-winning singer Chris Brown is facing serious legal trouble overseas.
Singer Chris Brown will be held behind bars in the UK for the next month after being arrested for an alleged incident at a London nightclub in 2023.
A UK judge just ordered the 36-year-old to stay in British custody on a charge of causing grievous bodily harm.
Chris Brown was once the golden boy of R&B. With his smooth voice, killer dance moves, and charming smile, he seemed destined for greatness. When he first came on the scene as a teenager, fans couldn't get enough of him. Songs like Run It and With You were everywhere. He was often compared to legends like Michael Jackson, and it felt like nothing could stop him. But before we dive deeper into Chris Brown's rise and heartbreaking fall, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a single story. Everything began to fall apart in 2009. Chris Brown was dating Rihanna, one of the biggest pop stars in the world. They looked like the perfect couple, young, talented, and deeply in love. But behind the scenes, their relationship had serious problems. In February of that year, the world was shocked when news broke that Chris had assaulted Rihanna the night before the Grammy Awards. The photos of her bruised and swollen face spread like wildfire. Fans were heartbroken. How could someone they looked up to do something so terrible? Chris was arrested and later pleaded guilty to felony assault. He avoided jail time, but was sentenced to probation, community service, and counseling. His career took a major hit. He was dropped from endorsements, radio stations stopped playing his songs, and public opinion turned sharply against him. Many people believed he would never recover, and to this day, that night still haunts his reputation. Even though Chris tried to make a comeback, the damage was already done. He released albums, went on tours, and did interviews where he said he was sorry and had changed.
You have longevity in this career, in this business, but you're still super young. I mean, like, what is longevity to you, and why do you think you've been able to pursue it for that long?
I think it's a focus. I think between me and him, we were able to change with the time, but also be true to ourselves as artists. You know, I think over the years, we've both transformed into different artists as far as musically, physically, you know, being able to reach our full potential of creativity, you know what I'm saying?
But the public never truly forgave him. Every time he seemed to be doing better, something new would happen to drag him down again. Over the years, Chris Brown's name has been linked to countless controversies. He has been arrested multiple times for assault, involved in violent fights with other celebrities, and accused of having anger issues. There have been stories of him trashing dressing rooms, throwing tantrums, and even getting into fights with fans. His social media presence has often made things worse. Instead of staying quiet, he would lash out at critics, post angry rants, and stir up even more drama. One of the most heartbreaking parts of Chris's downfall is how much talent he has. There's no denying that he's an incredible singer and dancer. He can light up a stage and deliver hit after hit. But his behavior off stage has always overshadowed his talent. People can't separate the artist from the man. And while some fans have stayed loyal, many others just couldn't support him anymore. In interviews, Chris has opened up about his struggles. He's talked about growing up in an abusive household, feeling pressure from fame at a young age, and dealing with mental health problems.
Which way is up, which way is down?
Chris Brown arrested. The 36-year-old Grammy winner reportedly taken to jail in England for an alleged attack at a nightclub there 2 years ago.
Certain things or decisions that I made, I wouldn't have thought that would have been in my character.
Investigators tell ET an arrest happened just after 2 a.m. on Thursday, outside this five-star hotel in Manchester. Brown's believed to have arrived to the area on his private jet just hours earlier.
In one documentary, he even admitted that after the Rihanna incident, he felt like a monster. He said he hated himself and didn't know how to fix things. For a moment, it seemed like he was finally taking responsibility. But then more scandals would pop up, and the cycle would start all over again. At one point, he even spent time in jail for violating his probation. He was kicked out of rehab centers for bad behavior, and his problems didn't stop there. He's been accused of everything from drug abuse to threatening people with weapons. In 2019, he was detained in Paris over rape accusations, although those charges were later dropped. Still, the headlines damaged him even more. Despite everything, Chris Brown still has a career. He releases music, goes on tour, and even has fans who defend him no matter what. But it's clear that he never reached the level of success he was once headed for. the industry sees him as risky. Some artists refuse to work with him. Award shows often leave him out. And while he's still making money, he's not the superstar he could have been. It's a sad story, really. Chris had all the tools to become a legend. He had the voice, the moves, the charisma, but his own choices and actions got in the way. Fame is a powerful thing, and for someone so young, it can be overwhelming. When you mix that with trauma, anger, and a lack of proper support, things can spiral quickly.
Grammy-winning singer Chris Brown is facing serious legal trouble overseas. A UK judge just ordered the 36-year-old to stay in British custody on a charge of causing grievous bodily harm. He's accused of attacking a music producer in a London nightclub.
The Metropolitan Police released a statement late last night saying that after an investigation by detectives, they're charging him with, as you said, grievous bodily harm with intent. Now, this charge relates to an alleged assault that dates back to February 2023 after he allegedly attacked a music producer with a bottle at a nightclub in London.
And that's exactly what happened to him. Now, when people think of Chris Brown, they don't just think of his music. They think of the scandals. They remember the mugshots, the court dates, and the headlines. They remember Rihanna's face, and that's the tragedy. No matter how many hits he puts out, his past always comes back. Some people still hold out hope that he'll change for good, that he'll grow up, stay out of trouble, and finally get the respect his talent deserves. But others believe that time has passed, that too many chances have been given and wasted. In the end, it's up to Chris. Only he can choose a better path.
What? Chris Brown's just been arrested in the UK? Don't forget to follow for all the latest pop culture news, and what a coincidence, wasn't it just 24 hours when he was supporting Tory Lanez on his story? Anyways, police collected him from his hotel in Manchester at 2 a.m. this morning after learning that he had flown into the city via private jet just a few hours before. Chris Brown's been held on suspicion of grievous bodily harm. Basically, he's been accused of bottling a music producer at Tape nightclub in Mayfair in London. Not recently though, in 2023. Chris Brown, of course, has been taken into custody and he's currently being questioned over this incident. The alleged victim, the music producer, actually says that this was just an unprovoked attack. Like Chris Brown bottled him, apparently, and punched him and kicked him to the ground. He said he actually ended up on crutches and had to go to hospital after the incident. Now, when the Sun newspaper learned of Chris Brown's presence in the UK, they apparently hit up the Metropolitan Police and said, "Is Chris Brown under arrest for this?" And then they went to arrest him. The alleged victim, who is the music producer, has launched a civil claim against Chris Brown for £12 million in damages. Chris Brown is obviously due to be performing in London, so we'll see how that pans out.
The world loves a comeback story. We've seen stars fall and rise again. But those stories only work when there's real growth, real accountability, and real change. Chris Brown's story isn't over yet, but right now, it's filled with missed opportunities and broken trust. So, what do you think? Can Chris Brown ever fully recover his image? Or is his downfall too deep to climb out of? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.